Khash Saghafi, Liberty Home Mortgage, and can I afford this? I get asked that question a lot from people buying homes actually, is Khash, do you think I can afford the payment? When it comes down to affording a mortgage payment, there's only one person who can determine whether or not they can afford the payment, and that is you, the person watching, okay? So you have to figure that out. I got a little breath mint in here, a little Halls. I've been a little under the weather lately. I'm good, but it never hurts to have that. So sometimes I'm chewing this candy right now. At the end of the day, you've got to figure out if you can afford this, okay? You've got to look at your budget. Here's a simple reality. Rents are high, okay? But 9 times out of 10, a new mortgage payment's gonna be higher. You have to look at your budget and analyze where you're spending money at. I did a video on this recently over budgeting and how to draw up a budget and how to save money for a down payment. It all circles around the same thing. It's coming up with a spreadsheet, a balance sheet, a list of your expenses, a list of your income. You have to be reasonable and realistic about what you spend money on. You have to pay attention to what you're spending money on. Look at all of the things in your life that you're spending money on that you might have to cut out of the picture. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's pretend that you use DoorDash at work, okay? You're at work and you do DoorDash for lunch. I've seen it 1,000 times over for Starbucks, and I've got people getting a DoorDash for a Starbucks coffee, and for God's sakes, they pay $20 just for a coffee. So you have the coffee, and then you have the delivery to bring it to the building, and I'm sitting here saying, we serve coffee, okay? It doesn't sound like a big deal, but you're just thinking, it's just 20 bucks. Start doing that every day. That's $100 a week, that's $5,200 in a year. That's around like $430, $440, almost $450 a month that you're literally spending on just think about this one. That's over $400 a month. When you get that Starbucks delivered to your building every single day, that's $400 per month just on one stinking rotten coffee that you can go and get in the building. I know in our building we serve coffee, okay? We have coffee. You start seeing all of the things you spend money on. This is where it takes a large amount or an insane amount of discipline. You have to look and you have to control it. Like I talk to people about this stuff all the time. Discipline comes in a lot of forms, okay? I'm in sales. Doing these videos takes a lot of discipline. To do these videos all the time, day after day, month after month, week after, whatever it is, okay? It's not easy. It's not something I really care to do so much of, but it takes discipline to push yourself to do it. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and positions. That's just called life. It's just the way it is. If you ever want to grow from where you are, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. So when the question is, Hesh, can I afford this house payment? If it's something simple, excuse me, maybe you're renting for $1,500 a month and your new house payment's $1,400 a month. That's not necessarily that big of a deal, but you have to remember too, the HVAC might go on your house. You might need a new furnace out of the blue. All of a sudden it's February, you're in the Midwest where it snows and it's cold. It's February at 2 o'clock in the morning, the hot water tank goes. Suddenly you've got to pay $800 on the spot. So it's not just making a monthly payment. What about when unforeseen things come up? There's a leak in the roof, the hot water tank goes, the furnace goes. Who knows what it is, okay? The plumbing on your kitchen sink breaks or something like that. Suddenly you have to come up with $300, $400, $500 or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 out of the blue to suddenly make these repairs. Do you have the money for that? That stuff costs money. You want to pay attention to this. So when it comes down to, can I afford this? You have to look at your budget. I will tell you though, as I said earlier in this video, the mortgage payment's going to be higher, that's a fact, but also don't forget, you also get to deduct the mortgage interest in most cases, almost all cases, from your income taxes, so you actually get a refund back, which is a portion of the interest that you've paid on the mortgage. That helps you out there. So there's a lot of good sides to it. The downsides are just the affordability side of it. The payment's going to be higher. You've got to be ready to take that on. Does that mean you're going to work more hours at work? You've got to pick up another job. You've got to pick up a second job. You've got to pay off other debt. You've got to get rid of debt that you have that you can carve out of the picture, whether it's going out, going to dinner with your friends every weekend or whatever it is, or even once a month. You got to control all of that stuff. So when it comes down to, can I afford this? That's up to you. You're the only person that can answer that question. But if you come up with a budget, I promise you the answer to that question is pretty easy to figure out. But as usual, you got to watch these videos. You got to subscribe to my YouTube page. Check them out. Put your comments in the comment section. If you need a loan, give me a call, and I'll catch you on the next one.